Good morning to all of you. Dignitaries on the dais, my colleagues, students. I'm going to skip the formalities to save time. So, I'm the founder and vice chancellor of this university. The university started on 14th March 2018. Normally celebrate on 14th March, but because of tomorrow Holi, we are doing it one day before. But the level of positive energy in this room is highest ever probably. With the kind of Galaxy stalwarts that are sitting in this room, that definitely the positive energy has gone very high. I'm going to very quickly move through my presentation. A brief history to start with. So this was set up as a state-private university by well-known D.Y. Patil Group. I don't need to introduce them. This is the Akudi campus. There are multiple campuses of D.Y. Patil within Pune, in Mumbai, in Kolhapur. There are more than 100,000 students, more than 180 institutions, more than 10,000 faculty members across the Maharashtra. We started in a very moderate way, 6 undergraduate programs in 2018 with about 500 students. Currently, we have about 4,200 plus students. And there are 2 colleges that have been merged into university. If I add up all of them, it's about 6,000 plus students. What is very important is that during the last 7 years, many of the steps that we've taken in this institution has led to change across the whole country. I will give you some examples. I don't have too much time. Right now, the university structure is like this. We have a School of Computer Science, Engineering and Application, where we offer B.Tech Computer Science Engineering. This was a program that we started in 2019, which led to change across the whole country, because what we did was adopted by AICTE, and 2027 new programs start because what we had done, I was part of the committee to do this. The School of Bioscience and Bioengineering, we are running B.Tech Bioengineering and MSc Medical Biotechnology. The School of Commerce and Management, we have BBA and MBA program, but MBA is digital business. We don't do anything else, only digital business. This university is from day one is focused on digital and future. The School of Design, Bachelor of Design, focus on UI UX. The School of Media and Journalism, BA GMC, you'll find my students here and you will see posters all around. They're all using artificial intelligence. The School of Engineering, this was a special program created for working professionals program, for especially automotive sector, Tata Motors, Anand Automotive, Tata Technology also like to join, Skoda and so on. These people are working professionals who come to university. We created a very flexible program. Again, this was picked up by ICT and is spread across the country. The School of Applied Arts and Crafts, which was a college, was existing in the campus, it was merged into university. For PhD program, we broke the barriers. We said no disciplines for PhD. We said there'll be only one school of interdisciplinary studies and research. All PhDs will be under that. So no disciplinary barrier. Recently, just AICTE has formed a committee for PhD regulations. I'm a member of that. Hopefully, we are able to carry forward some of this. We have been trying to encourage the students after write a 4-year undergraduate program to directly join the PhD, like what was done in the US, for example. Today, UGC also picked up this, and now it's been allowed. We have more than 60 PhD scholars right now. There's a School of Skills Development also. The working professional program started into June 2023, actually, where multiple agencies have come in together, multiple companies. We have hybrid mode, different mode depending upon the requirements. Some of them bring their employees into the campus, some do it online partly, offline partly. We started the B.Tech Electrical Engineering to specialize in electric vehicles and robotics automation, and B.Tech Mechanical Engineering with smart manufacturing, and M.Tech electric vehicles based on the requirements of the industry. As a stand, I would like to say that we are the rapid growth as a country in the phase of economy. I think it's the best period in the last 1,000 years. There's huge 3 pillars of growth that I see. One is infrastructure, second is manufacturing. I'm personally involved in many of these, and semiconductors. These are 3 pillars, and all of them require energy. We are focusing on each one of these in the university. We have the best advantage in terms of demographic dividend. What we have seen is there is a decline in core engineering branches. But we wanted to change the thing, so we relaunched core engineering branches with new technology embedded into this. I'll show you some examples of this. So last year, 2024, one engineering college that was operational from 2012, we have 2 engineering colleges. One started in 1984 in another campus, shifted to here in 2001. And new engineering college, where we call it D.Y. Patil Institute of Engineering Management Research, was started in 2012. That was merged last year into university. We were in the same building. It was planned to be merged. They're mechanical, they're civil, they're chemical, and they're electronics telecommunication. What we have done is that B.Tech Mechanical, we started with automotive and engineering specialization, design and smart manufacturing. BTech Chemical with Energy Environment and Computer Chemical Engineering, and BTech Civil with Infrastructure Engineering focus. Electronics and Telecommunication, we changed to BTech Semiconductor Engineering program. This is the first time in the country, any institution in the country has started BTech Semiconductor Engineering program, and we have seen rapid growth in terms of semiconductor industry that is coming up for the last 1 year or so. What we've done is that the challenge was that every student who was going into core engineering branches, even those who go to IIT, they go for the name of IIT. After that, they don't work in those areas. We want to change that. So what we have done, core engineering branches, we have brought artificial intelligence along with generative AI. We combined digital fabrication with generative to make it generative design, brought in concept of digital twins. We are not only working towards making programming industry relevant, we are trying to change the industry itself, for which foresight is very important. As I said that we have done the first semiconductor engineering program in the country. We started last year. We saw very good response. But to support this, we needed to create facilities. We have semiconductor lab. We are making civil work is nearly getting complete. In fact, today we wanted to inaugurate that, but there are a few days delayed in civil work. We are waiting for that. It's a very dangerous operation because there are a lot of toxic gases or things. We have to be very careful not to rush into that. This is a 3D version of this. There's a clean room and so on. And a lot of equipment to come. I expect that 2 to 3 months' time we'll have it fully equipped. Except for wafer production, we start from oxidation part, the red rectangle that you see on the top, oxidation part, and we go down to testing part. This is what we are covering in the lab. What we are not doing in wafer productions, we'll buy those, and packaging part is not. But what is happening is that when we announced this program, I remember LinkedIn announcing, I had hundreds of comments that people coming from all over the world. Many of the Indians are wanting to participate in India's progress. So, for example, Sarath Kaul from Kane Semicon, he was here, and we are going to have a tie-up with him. We'll move towards packaging part, probably come. And right now we are in Gandhinagar in IASA Vision Conference, I think it was from 5th to 7th March. All semiconductor industry people came to us, they want to train people in our place. So this is going to be a very impactful program. We have also seen a very good response from the students community in this. I was just now in Korea for representing Indian Brain Computer Face, which I'm chairman of a government committee. I noticed a college of semiconductor there in Gachon University. I went to there, we had a meeting with Dean and so on. We've taken all the details. We'll probably have a collaboration. They also started last year, 2024 only. We also started same time, we also started same time. This year we started going into liberal arts and so on. So as a multidisciplinary university wanted to go into, so we are starting a BSc Economics program, a BA Linguistics program, and slowly we expect to start programs in international relations, psychology, law, and so on as we go along. So the infrastructure, right now we have about 4.2 lakh square feet. We have 6 floors. Right now we're adding 2 more floors. Construction is going on right now. We'll add 1.2 lakh square feet additional. And then we plan to add 3 more floors. We'll have about 7.2 lakh square feet in one building, with about 10,000 students in that building. What you're seeing here is on the left side, the hostel complex under construction, 33 floors, highest hostel building in the country, highest hostel building in the country. 26 floor construction is going on, and every day keeps it. Number of computer labs is increasing day by day. I think it may be more than 15 right now. The bioengineering lab, we have about 6 numbers, and there's one microbiome lab. We have a studio Spandan, where we do recordings. Students participate in this, and both journalism, mass communication, and other students. We have regular YouTube channels for these. Today also we'll record some. Here we have facilities we have been using for a long time. I've been training people in HoloLens for a long time. Microsoft HoloLens, I think we got in 2021 or 2020 probably. We have a facility to create holographic replica of a person, digital avatar. We're trying to work on the content. We have created a display system by our own means. We have not purchased this. We have created at 1/10 of the cost commercially available. We are trying to create digital avatar Dr. D.Y. Patil and also Dr. Kala. A lot of teaching aids of different kinds. I'm not going to details of these. There are cameras that can track you. There are cameras that can respond to your voice. All of this we use in our classrooms. There are drone cameras, 360 cameras. In terms of labs, we have different types of labs. One is digital fabrication lab. Luckily, when we started this program in 2019, AICTE picked it up. I'm chairman of a committee called Idea Lab, through which This is spreading across the whole country. In the first phase, we have set up 100 odd centers across the country. Now, second phase, we have picked up 300 centers. I'm happy to tell you that AICTE chairman wants that all the 300 institutes, all the head of institutes to come here and get trained. In next March, April, we'll have 300 plus institutions head come here, the vice chancellor, the principal, and get trained in these because he saw what we had done. We keep adding new machines, new variety of machines. This is one of the digital fabrication labs that we started 2019-20. We had more than 53 printers and other facilities. Recently, on February 2nd, on our convocation day, AICTE chairman inaugurated Takshasala. This was an old mechanical engineering workshop which we completely demolished from floor down. Floor upward, everything was demolished. Completely created a new thing which has 4 sections: additive manufacturing, subtractive manufacturing, formative manufacturing, and hybrid section, along with other facilities that are there. I hope some of you will get a chance to visit this. This is again going to transform. So, AICTE chairman himself inaugurated this. So, this, if you go there, you feel happy to see what is there. I remember from age of 10, I used to be in Gurukul School. I used to work on metal work, wood work. I went to IIT Kharagpur in 76, by the way. I was doing the same thing. Today, we have transformed this completely. You can see these other machines. What is also important is a lot of consumables. So we keep a lot of consumables. The students don't have to worry about recording that. We give them as many as you like, as long as you're working. We're about to set up a concrete 3D printer. We're expecting in next 2 weeks or even before that, as we tested, maybe a few days, it will come. It will be a smaller size, 1.5 meters, so you can make a doggy house. But the same thing can be scaled up to make a real house, make an 800 square feet house in 24 hours at maybe $3,000 cost. We're going to buy a clay and ceramic 3D printer, a metal 3D printer, bio 3D printing we have been experimenting with as well. So we are expanding different varieties. And it's not only mechanical, it's also bioengineering, design, applied arts. Everybody is using this facility. Everybody gets trained in design thinking and fabrication lab. In terms of publication and books, I will not read out these numbers, let me skip these. You can see general data of curves growing up as we are growing. A few names I would like to mention. Dr. Parsati Sengupta. He has been here for less than 2 years, I believe, but he has more than 17 publications in renowned journals. I think almost every month he has a publication in renowned journal. And some of his papers have been put as a cover page of the journals. So what you see are cover page they have picked up from him. And I've seen the editors writing to him that please publicize this. Your review is so good. Professor Anuj Kumar, again, same thing. Nature is a mathematician, nature inspired optimizing laboratory analysis, artificial data science. He's done 50 publications in last few 1.5 years time. There's another area of research that we are focusing on, brain-computer phase. Personally, my area, I started working this from 2011. I've been working in the disability sector for a long time, for more than 15 years now. I'm chairman of the committee of Bureau of Indian Standards. There's a standardization process going on brain-computer phase. In fact, just day before yesterday, I was in IT Bombay to give a talk on this. The 4 researchers are working. Our focus is on societal issues. We focus on improving child education, learning disability, and neuro rehabilitation. I'm a member of Indian Federation of Neuro Rehabilitation. In fact, I am the first honorary member of that. In fact, 29th March, I'll be going to Delhi to give a plenary talk in the Indian Federation of Neuro Rehabilitation. We're finding many children are benefiting from this. The problem is finding that when we do research, we stop at that point, we are not able to take it forward. So we'll seek your help to start a company which can actually continue to support the students, because parents are coming to us saying that please continue to support. But researchers also do their PhD and go out. So this is a challenge that we have. We can help many students, many children with this. We're starting a center for generative AI this year, which will focus on 5 areas: computer science engineering, core engineering branches, bioengineering, or 6 areas: management and finance, design and applied arts, and journalism and mass communication. There will be hubs interconnecting these. One is healthcare AI hub, creative AI hub, financial technology hub. I'll tell you that creative AI, I've been experimenting for the last few years. I could do none of the creative things earlier, but today I've become a singer, a storyteller, a podcaster, and God knows what. I'm making films now. Suddenly, with no capability in any of these, using generative AI, I have transformed things. But one of my Bollywood is also happening very shortly. So you say I had none of the capability. I was joked by my colleagues from 10 years of age at a place called Netrata School. And they used to joke that this fellow cannot sing. Today I'm able to sing using this. Without singing, I'm creating songs in my voice and videos and everything. So this is transforming everything. We are setting up a center for planetary exploration. I've been working in the area of planetary exploration from 2007 onwards. Chandrayaan-2 was working on a key problem that was after landing on the moon, every experiment ISRO wanted to do, they wanted me to set up a system. That thing didn't happen that due to some funding issues. Later on, Chandrayaan-2 failed by landing. But Chandrayaan-3 we are successful. In fact, this very hall we are watching both the launching and the landing of Chandrayaan-3 successfully. So today we restarted that work. We are working on moon drilling and sensing. We're trying to detect helium-3 on the moon, which is very important for nuclear fusion and energy production. I am from nuclear fusion area. We're working on soil and pebble collection. Now, it may look like a very simple thing, soil and pebble collection. What is there? But the challenge is working with very small mass. That's a challenge and very less power. So, we just had a meeting in Tokyo with our team right now. We are working here. We have 4 faculty members. There are German scientists, there are Hong Kong scientists, there are French scientists who have joined hands with us. I was just in Tokyo 1 month back discussing Japanese scientists. The Hong Kong scientists also joined. Just a few days back, we were discussing Korean scientists. And May 10th, we'll have an international workshop here where all these people will come to this university because there's a space science conference in Delhi from 7th to 9th May. They will come here. We are focusing on how universities can play a role in planetary exploration. And I'm telling you, this is not only for moon. It's for Mars, it's for asteroid belt. Asteroid belt has so much mineral wealth between Mars and Jupiter that we divide among all the people on Earth. Everyone gets $100 billion. So multiply $100 billion by 8 billion people, you get that kind of wealth that is there. So we are targeting, this is not for today, it's for 10 years, 20 years down the line. We are also working lunar and Mars rover development, nano satellites. This is TCNG, he came from Hong Kong in December 23. I was there in Japan with him. He will come here also. One of the designs we have done, early stage design prototype, which we are going to present in Delhi in May. Then we started Center for Energy Engineering. Very important. Suddenly, because of data centers and other thing requirements, energy is in high demand. It has been discussed that nuclear energy should be tripled by 2050. We started the first nuclear fusion project in this country with private investment in 2020 called Project Sunland. Sunland means fusion. Sunland word in Hindi or Sanskrit means fusion, nuclear fusion, Nabkiya Sunland. That's how we picked up this word, Project Sunland. There was an investment from a US gentleman of Indian origin, but based in US. He wanted to get me to start this with a $1 million promise. And then he said that we'll raise more revenue. What we planned was to create not energy in the early stage, but use it as a neutron factory and convert. India has highest reserve of thorium in the world, but convert thorium to uranium. According to our US collaborator in Texas, he said that if you can do it, it's like Saudi Arabia discovering oil. That's the kind of method. Radioactive waste disposal, nobody knows what is done. Half-life 200,000 years, we can reduce to 300 years, reduce the volume to 1%. Medical isotope, there's a heavy shortage worldwide. We can produce that, especially technetium-99 and others, and then finally go to clean energy. We had to stop that because of Ukraine war and crypto going down, but we are about to restart this project. We'll focus on medical isotope to start with first. We also working with the US collaborators, Dr. Ajay Kothari, who was here last year, in fact, in the same event. We are trying to use molten salt reactor based small modular reactor concept. Now, after 1 year, we have a design. I'm also participating in this. I've also had discussion with Carl Page. Those of you who know Google founder Larry Page, Carl Page, elder brother, who made $500 million even before the Google was formed. And then he supported younger brother. So he had a talk with me in December 23. He wants to support this in India as well. So Dr. Ajay Kothari, just now we are looking for funding. I'm part of the mentor group for this. 5 of us are mentor group of Dr. Ajay Kothari. He leads the Strox Corporation in the US. Other thing, we are working energy from hydrogen point of view. In Berkeley in January this year, we had a meeting on this. We have technology to purify hydrogen for hydrogen recycling. Same technology can be used now for white hydrogen or natural hydrogen that was discovered in France about 1.5 years back. And recently, about 1 or 2 weeks in Andaman, there has been some signature of white hydrogen being discovered. The Geological Survey of India and IIT Dhanbad have signed agreement. So we had a meeting with IIT Dhanbad a few days back. 4 faculty from IIT Dhanbad. There are a person from Canada, Alak Prasad, the gentleman from US, 2 gentlemen from US, they joined the thing along with our faculty members. We had discussion on collaboration. When the hydrogen comes out to not be pure, then our technology comes in and purifies it and compresses it for transportation as well. We're also looking at for annealing, steel, bright annealing in the steel plants or hydrogen recycling, otherwise it gets wasted. Just to cover a few awards and accolades, I have been listed about Outlook 2 years successively as one of the visionaries of country to lead India toward 5 trillion economy. The institute received Institute Year Award by Cupid Manufacturing Conference in December. We are recognized as a trailblazer in semiconductor engineering. We started the first program in the country. Excellence in digital disruption. Our every program is focused on digital technology. We also recognize for game changer in bioengineering education. Our students won a Smart India Hackathon 2024 prize, first prize they won. Recently, we organized the FOSS, FOSS, free and open source software. I'm a big fan of open source software. What software I run is always Linux. What you're seeing, I'm running on Linux. I've been using it for the last 93, almost 30 years from the time the Linux was started, even before version 1 came. So this was very happy. You know, all India, everybody participated in this. In the sports meet, today we're giving some awards. We inaugurated just a few days back. We had Kabaddi with 76 participants, Badminton with 182 participants, arm wrestling with 55 participants. Unfortunately, we had an accident. One of the persons had a fracture, one of our staff, very badly fractured. We supported to help him out. Chess 110 participants, Yogasana 18 participants, Cricket 235 participants, so you can expect that. Athletics 57 participants, eSports 341 participants. It's addictive, unfortunately. Total 1,400 attempts participated in sports meet this year. We are going to be giving awards to these students. But outside also, we were runners up in cricket match, in Vishwanath sports meet. One of our students, Tilak Yadav, got both best batsman and best bowler award at the same time. One of our students, Divya Samarth, won gold at 14th Cultural Olympiad at Abu Dhabi. Kaushik Saraf won PRCI Chanakya Award. So let's stop at this point. I would also welcome our chief guest here,